Did you know there's a sport that's growing so fast it might have 40 million players by 2030? It's called pickleball, and it's taking over courts across America. If you're wondering what all the fuss is about, you're in the right place. In this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about this addictive paddle sport that's got everyone from your neighbors to pro athletes hooked. So what exactly is pickleball? It's like a mix of tennis, table tennis, and badminton. You play it with a special paddle and a plastic ball. What's cool is that it's super easy to learn, but still challenging enough to keep you coming back for more. Whether you're 8 or 80, pickleball is a blast. It's great for getting fit, meeting new people, and having fun. By the end of this video, you'll understand why pickleball is taking over courts everywhere, and why you might want to grab a paddle yourself. So you're excited to try pickleball, but what exactly are you getting into? Picture this: a court smaller than tennis, a paddle bigger than ping pong, and a ball that looks like it escaped from a wiffle ball game. Sounds weird, right? Well, it's this unique combo that makes pickleball so addictive. Let's start with the court. You might be surprised to learn that a pickleball court is only 44 feet long and 20 feet wide. That's way smaller than a tennis court. In fact, you can fit 4 pickleball courts on one tennis court. This compact size is one of the reasons pickleball is so popular. It doesn't need much space, so you can set up a game almost anywhere. Now, let's talk equipment. You'll need a paddle and a ball. The paddle looks like a ping pong paddle's big brother, and it's larger and more solid. The ball's plastic and has holes in it, kind of like a wiffle ball. This combo of paddle and ball makes for some interesting gameplay. The ball doesn't bounce as high or move as fast as a tennis ball, which means rallies can last longer and be more strategic. Okay, so you've got your court and your gear, but how do you know who's winning? That's where scoring comes in. In pickleball, games are played to 11 points, and you have to win by 2. Here's the twist: you can only score points when your team is serving. This makes serving really important and adds an extra layer of strategy to the game. When you're playing doubles, which is super common in pickleball, the scoring gets a bit more complicated. You'll hear players calling out 3 numbers before each serve. The first number is their score, the second is their opponent's score, and the third is either a 1 or a 2, showing which player on the serving team is serving. It sounds confusing at first, but you'll get the hang of it quickly. Now, there's one more thing you need to know about before you step onto the court: the kitchen. No, I'm not talking about a place to make sandwiches. In pickleball, the kitchen is a special area on the court. It's a 7-foot zone on each side of the net, and it has some unique rules. We'll get into those rules later, but for now, just know that this area plays a big part in pickleball strategy. What's great about pickleball is that it's super accessible. You don't need fancy equipment or a huge space to play. You can get a decent paddle, some balls, and a portable net for under $200. Compare that to other sports, and you'll see why pickleball's taken off. So you've got your affordable gear and you're pumped to play. But here's the twist: pickleball has some unique rules that'll make you rethink everything you know about racket sports. Ever heard of the 2-bounce rule? It's just one of the quirks that makes this game so addictive. Let's start with the serve. In pickleball, you can't just smash the ball over the net like in tennis. The rules say you have to hit it underhand, and your paddle needs to be below your wrist and waist when you make contact. Oh, and don't forget, that serve has to land beyond the kitchen line to count. It might sound tricky, but trust me, you won't be confused for long. Now, about that 2-bounce rule I mentioned. After the serve, each team has to let the ball bounce once on their side before they can start volleying. This rule is pretty clever. It encourages players to move around and think strategically. You can't just camp out at the net and smash every ball that comes your way. Speaking of the net, let's get back to the kitchen. The kitchen is a 7-foot area right next to the net. It's also called the non-volley zone, which gives you a hint about its main rule. You can't hit the ball out of the air while you're standing in it. If you do, or if your momentum carries you into the kitchen after a volley, it's a fault. And here's where it gets interesting. You can go into the kitchen to hit a ball that's bounced. Just make sure you're out of there before you hit any volleys. It's like a game of hot lava, but instead of lava, it's a 7-foot strip of court that you need to dance around. So how do you win a rally in pickleball? There are 5 ways. Your opponent hits the ball out of bounds into the net, lets it bounce twice, commits a kitchen violation, or gets hit by the ball. Each of these can happen pretty often in a game, which keeps things exciting. You might be wondering why pickleball has all these unique rules. Well, they're what make the game so special. The underhand serve levels the playing field, making it easier for players of all ages and skill levels to get the ball in play. The two-bounce rule and the kitchen rules slow down the pace near the net, creating longer rallies and more strategic play. These rules create a game that's fast-paced and strategic, but still easy for beginners to pick up. You don't need years of training to start playing and having fun. But don't be fooled. Mastering pickleball takes skill and practice. Even experienced players are constantly working on their positioning, shot selection, and kitchen management. Pickleball's popularity isn't just about what happens on the court. There's a whole world of professional leagues, million-dollar investments, and even Olympic dreams behind this seemingly simple game. What's driving this pickleball revolution, and why are so many people getting caught up in it? Let's start with some jaw-dropping numbers. Pickleball is the fastest growing sport in America, with an estimated 48.3 million US adults having played at least one game in the last 12 months. That's a lot of pickles. The sport saw a massive 21% increase in players from 2019 to 2020, and it's been growing by about 11.5% each year on average. So what's behind this explosive growth? For starters, pickleball is super accessible. You don't need to be a fitness guru or have years of training to enjoy it. It's easy to learn, fun to play, and you can get started with just a paddle, a plastic ball, and a net. This low barrier to entry makes it appealing to a wide range of players, from kids to seniors. Due to this substantial growth, pickleball has become much more than just a casual hobby. It's turning into a serious sport with some serious money involved. Major brands like Nike and Adidas are jumping on the pickleball bandwagon. Nike's even launched an official buyer's guide for pickleball products, while Adidas introduced paddles priced between $60 and $130 in 2021. And it's not just about equipment. Professional leagues are popping up left and right. The Professional Pickleball Association, PPA, and Major League Pickleball, MLP, are leading the charge. Get this. MLP is offering prize money of $125,000 per player for winning teams. That's some serious dough for hitting a plastic ball over a net. The pickleball industry is booming too. The global market for pickleball paddles was worth over $150 million in 2021, and it's expected to grow to more than $250 million by 2028. That's a lot of paddles. But with all this growth comes some challenges. There's a major shortage of courts. Experts estimate we'll need about 280,000 courts by 2030 to keep up with all the new players. That's causing some friction with existing tennis communities, leading to noise complaints and even vandalism on shared courts. Despite these growing pains, pickleball's popularity shows no signs of slowing down. It's not just an American phenomenon either. The sport is gaining traction internationally, and there's even talk of including it in the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. So why is pickleball exploding in America? It's a perfect storm of factors. The game is easy to learn but challenging to master, making it addictive for players of all skill levels. Whether you're young or old, fit or not so fit, there's a place for you on the court. And with over 44,000 pickleball venues across the US, it's easier than ever to find a place to play. It's fun, great exercise, and an extra perk. It gives your mental health a boost as well. It can help lower stress and anxiety. Plus, it's a great way to meet new people. Furthermore, with professional leagues and big prize money, it's even becoming a legitimate career option for top players. Now that you have a solid understanding of pickleball, it's time to join the craze. In the following video, 9 pickleball drills that will skyrocket your skills, I'll go over ways to train that you've probably never even heard of. Want to find out where to start or how to take your game to a new level? Click the link and let's head down the path to playing winning pickleball.